All right, welcome back. We're not in the shop today. Today we're out in the field. We've got leaky wheel seal on this one. Actually, we have two of them. Both the left front and the left center wheels are both leaking on this. I've already done the other side on this truck, and whoever I bought it from used some aftermarket seals. They're real nice looking seals, but the problem is whenever it gets cold, they start to leak. In the summer, they don't leak at all. And we had all that rain here, so these sat for about a week or two, and then the seals started leaking again. So we're just going to swap out the whole assembly. We've got a wheel assembly here. I bought a set of almost a complete set of those from a guy, so it's going to make it real quick. Alex just going to pull the wheel off, and then he can pull that whole brake hub assembly off and just change that, put the wheel back on, and it's going to be done. And we've got a couple other things to do. We're going to change this rear panhard rod. It's bent really bad, and it's got a bushing out on it, and then I've got a crack on the frame I'm going to weld up to while we're here. So we'll get a little bit of this on video and see if we can make a video out of this one. So stay tuned. Bolts out on this wheel, brake assembly. I started working on this crack. I caught the crack real early. She wasn't very bad. So I came in here after I ground it out. I worked on it a couple times with the grinder and then heated it up with a torch. I'll get these earplugs out so I'm not yelling. Then I heated it up with the torch, and you could follow the crack and see where the crack goes. So I can see it a little bit opened up right here. So I just got to grind a little bit more out there. And then I think I chased it out to the end here. It comes up to about here. And then I can just get in here and just weld this up. Caught it real early. If this thing would have ran, and I mean, who knows how much longer it would have taken, but this thing would have split all the way up the side of the frame here if I didn't catch this thing. So we're trying to educate these operators to look at this stuff, but that ain't gonna work. So you think a guy, for when his own life is on the line, he could get out and walk around this thing in the morning and look at it, but it's like pulling teeth to try to get these guys to check on this stuff. But we keep an eye on it anyways. You know, I guess the operator would have noticed when he was, you know, when the thing was broken half and he was staring up at the sky or something like that. But actually, we did have that happen once. I had an operator out here. This guy, nicknamed it Pork Chop. The guy was useless, and he was running down this road. We had about a mile haul each way. The truck broke somewhere between dumping it by the can over here and going back to the pit. Both sides broke, split open about this wide. The truck was up at an angle, the cab was up at an angle like this, and the guy didn't even notice. Like, if you're in this thing for 10 hours a day, wouldn't you notice that your whole view on life changes at one point and you're looking up instead of straight ahead? One of the other truck drivers saw him and chased him down and had to stop the guy. I'm not kidding. And so the guy pulled over, and I'm like, what an idiot, you know? But anyways, let me get to this thing. Okay, so I took a break for a minute. I came back, and after using, you know, I heated it up with a torch, and another crack showed up. This light crack here. So I've got the main crack here, and then this light one here. So I ground it out quite a bit more. I think I've got a little bit more to grind right there. And this one here, I'm actually right at the edge of breaking through, so I'm not going to bother going any farther on that. Because when I go to weld this, I'm using stick. It's going to go right in here. It's going to pierce right through that, and it's going to give me 100%. And then instead of grinding my weld up when I'm done, I'm going to leave it there just so I leave a little buildup. And then it should be good. Next time I have a welder come out here, I'm going to have him double check it, and we can maybe get him to reinforce the sides here or something like that. Can't beat the view out here, nothing else. That's Mount Baldy right there. It's one of the tallest peaks in Southern California. Actually, Mount San Gorgonio is over there, and that's where Big Bear is. It's really tall. But right over here, if you see just over that house, it's along those telephone poles. That's Mount San Jacinto, and it's actually the steepest mountain in North America. If you go up to it, it's just like straight up. It's really steep. That's the one where they have that aerial tramway over in Palm Springs. Palm Springs is on the other side of that. Anyways, it's really cool. We got a lot of snow. It's a little smoggy today. Yesterday, it was crystal clear, and it was beautiful. From where I live down in Marietta, we could see all three of these mountain caps, and the snow line's really low. The snow line over here, that's probably 3,000 feet. Well, probably 4,000 or 5,000. And then over there, Mount San Gorgonio, it was down. It looked like it was down about 5,000. It was really cool. So, anyways. All right, I just started welding. Got my first root pass in, and he tells me he's ready to pull this brake assembly off. So, let's see how this goes. I'm gonna push that pan over a little bit. Oh, it's just fitting right here. Oh. God dang it. It's being hung up by this fitting here for the brake line. There's always something on these things. There we go. Pull the axle shaft out, hot rod. Rookies. Got to pull the cover off and pull the sun gear out, pull the axle shaft out, and then it'll come out a little easier. What do you have to say for yourself? Just a side note, this is the hard way. Yeah, it's let it hang there and drain for a little bit. Boom it down a little bit so it gets over the trace better. Boom. Boom down. And then swing this way a little. Or move the tub. Yeah, let's let it hang there for a minute. So that's the easy way to do these. You know, in the past I've always rebuilt them on the machine. We'd be here for 4 to 5 hours at least, you know, pulling it apart, changing the wheel bearings and all that stuff. And you get contaminants inside the brakes sometimes when you're doing that, when you're getting the old bearings out. So this way it's going to be really easy. This is like a two-hour job right here. And then we take it back to the shop, we can steam clean it and clean it up and rebuild it right. So I'm glad I bought those spare units. That's helping out. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. Alex has a wheel hanging. He's just got to finish torquing those bolts. These inner bolts here, I think they're 3/4 thread, 12 point. They get torqued to 365 foot-pounds. So he's going to have a 3/4 inch torque wrench on those. Big and strong. I've got my my weld done. I did grind it a little bit because I overbuilt it on purpose, and then I just ground it to clean it up. That way we can see if it's cracking easier. Because if you just leave your stringer beads on there, it's really hard to see if it starts cracking again, and then we're not going to notice till it starts coming up the side. So I did clean it up a little bit. I shot some paint on there, and then that way the operators hopefully can keep an eye on it. So he just has, all he has left is the panhard rod. I think it's in the back of the truck. Yeah, right there. I don't know if it's in the shadow over there. The panhard rod sitting there. That goes on the back. And then he's coming back tomorrow to do this wheel. Gonna change this whole wheel assembly out. And that way this one will have 5 of 6 of the wheels redone in the past what, year and a half maybe. It's got a lot of hours on it. This truck's got 28,000, I think, somewhere around 28,000 hours on it now. She's a beautiful truck. I have changed the engine in it. The transmission, I rebuilt the transmission about 2 years ago, I think. She's a good truck, but you know, runs every day. She runs 8 to 10 hours a day, so we get a lot of hours on these things. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, please, and share this video with a friend, and subscribe if you haven't already. And have a good day. Can't beat the view out here. Nothing else.